12-0 or something on overpass, and in the end they started coming back in the second half on the CT side. So it's not looking great, Dinko. It's not looking promising.
Well, when you've got IHC, you always know Inferno's coming up. So here we go. I feel like you got to favor IHC, at least on this map, coming into this. And when the pistol kicks off, IHC starting on the T side, and Hext watching Banana earlier. He'll spot the boost down. That's quick. Scores down.
Nice little hall stack as well. The push, but it's spotted and eliminated by Blitz. And yeah, Nealin's going to back away. He's got automatic covering the retreat. That's a good kill and a Bartak, and now they can disappear into the A-bomb site. And IHC's got to readjust on the map.
Oh, Hex just watching from CT. Here comes Techno. Starting to rattle a few bullets towards him, but Hex stands strong, and another great headshot. He's holding off this IHC attack into B, and it's pretty disjointed at the moment. The last two IHC players in Banana running back over towards A. Nealon should catch this out, and he does see Annihilation crossing. Knows that the second player is likely coming soon, but decides to get an up on them and try and get back to the apartments, maybe catch them as they start to plant.
Will they read this? Will they read the Hall's play since they haven't seen anyone just yet? Actually, that might be enough of a distraction. Missed opportunity. It's a sketchy fight. Still, here comes the retake, nice and quick. IHC never a chance to plant their feet.
Here comes the cavalry, Jason.
Hell yeah, baby.
Play the Apocalypse Now music. Dun, 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 dun. Pistol round. Pistol important.
Yeah. Good
There you
shots.
go. EG have got it. That's a positive for sure. Hex was looking crispy over towards B. They were talking a lot about the gimmicks the IHC run. What are some of those, Yanko?
The gimmicks?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
What do you think they mean by that?
And that was the funniest part of that interview is when Hex was like, yeah, they've got some gimmicks, which is kind of a good idea because we won't expect it at all. And it's like, yeah.
Cool.
Did you praise them or what did you do now? I'm confused.
Yeah.
I guess it's just, some moves probably that they're not used to seeing. Something maybe a little bit YOLO. I would imagine that's what he meant.
But I mean, like we've all said too, like I don't think there's a whole lot of gimmicks that can actually truly come out in any kind of significant sense considering.
Oh, there's a
maybe
gimmick.
there's one, yeah. A couple nades over behind the boards. Nealin's down. That's an M4 they can recover as well.
Yeah, definitely weren't expecting that one already. Right off the get-go. And Techno is going to go over and grab what he can. I'll start the fall away. And I'll look over towards A. Currently 2 players here for EG. Wiz with a FAMAS. Breezy with the MP9.
Doesn't look like IHC is going to give him a chance to like claw this back and equalize into a 4-on-4. They're just going to go for a set piece. Molotov towards squad, now pushing up long.
Use your smoke, Wiz.
It's going to be automatic challenge and CT spawn. Ooh, awkward spray. They're going to head back, and actually IHC is kind of stuck behind their own smoke at the moment.
Here comes Techno running in towards the side. Techno 4K lights rip on the Tech 9. A second comes in and Breezy can't do anything about it. They've got the sight. Ball will go down. And that is unfortunate for EG.
Yeah, 1-1 is going to be the score line. Nicely done from IHC. But EG, it never felt like they could actually get settled up with a plan after Nealon went down. They still felt very discombobulated, but good pressure applied from IHC.
Yeah, I feel like, who was Zero? Automatic. He's going towards B, right, in the 4v5. They go for an information play. If this is long, he has a smoke. Like, that's when you smoke mid. You smoke mid while your teammates are getting information on B. So when they saw that there's no one top B, that's when Automatic starts coming back. You saw him have that awkward fight in CT spawn. That's because they're already coming in long. If Wiz smokes that, he probably buys enough time for Automatic to come back before. Like, IHC probably waits out that smoke in a 5v4. In the end, he uses it way too late as they're already pushing onto the site. Like, this is something, and this is not something that EG is playing bad and they're making this mistake. Like, you see top-tier teams make this mistake as well, right? Like, players not really being aware of what it is that their teammates are also trying to do and what that means for the map as a whole, right? So those small details really matter. They all add up and make it easier or more difficult for you to play.
Well, EG losing the follow-up round after the pistol. Their buy has a couple of positives, but everyone that lost their life is on a pistol.
Seen a lot of this boost all of a sudden. This is like the fourth time
Yeah,
I've seen
everybody's using this at the moment.
I saw it first from Cloud9. I don't know if they were the ones who actually did it first, or maybe they saw it from someone in practice and then just used it.
Yeah.
I think Twist was using it to devastating effect as well.
Let's see how EG can pull it off. Hext, take this initial fight. If he turns the corner, then you can bail out on top of the boxes and set up with a teammate below.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi there, Yanko.
Well, look, they were next to each other. How does he not? What?
Oh,
That's 4v3.
Yeah.
4v3. 4-3.
that's weird. Oh, this is actually scary for Blitz and Annihilation. Yeah, now
Hello.
Bartak realizes. Oh.
Automatic turns around and catches him. Oh, that's unfortunate, that.
And if this is where if EG want to cause some damage here in this group, it's going to be guys like Automatic and Breeze that step up, that actually make this happen. And been a little bit quiet for these veterans.
He's wrecking them this round. Even that nade was a fucking...
Oh, okay. USP. Quadruple dink onto Techno. Automatic has just won the round. Triple kill for him, and it's just Annihilation. 1v5 moving up. And Breeze is surely going to have a great advantage here. 5-7 drops him. And all a little bit of an awkward ships passing in the night moment.
How was he aware of a player waiting for him, like being so close? That's like the second kill is what was...
From Automatic, the spin.
Yeah. But
When he turns back to Bartak.
I really liked him as a player, you know. I
Look at
remember, yeah, this one. I remember that Cloud9 lineup with Flasha and all that was weird. I just joined FaZe, then we played them a couple of tournaments in a row, and that's when he was opping too, and they were hard to play, man. Like they played solid CS. Tim, I always felt like he was a smart player, you know. His movements were always really good. Like he always found ways to have impact.
That Cloud9 lineup actually felt like it had some legs, but it was just like doomed to fail from the start just by the nature of requirements of travel and international. Nice double kill from Nealon.
Just too quick. Score had an AK as well, but...
One of the strengths of IHC that we've seen over the last few months is the fact that when they play Inferno, they're often quite good at getting a big lead or a great start, and EG looked like they had started to suffocate that capability, but suddenly 2 kills come back in. Hex has to get away, he's under a lot of pressure. Annihilation hunting him down, and Wiz is at least there to help out. So it's just bar attack. This round should be recovered, and a 3-1 lead for EG.
That felt really sketchy, though. I felt like it was just like maybe a half second away from that whole defense crumbling, especially after the double kill from Nealon. You have such a massive advantage, but they're not actually able to get away from Banana to preserve that advantage.
I think it was also a little bit too naive from IHC to try and go B after the first 2 kills, because Hex is still there. Like, you can see the flash assist on Nealon's kill, so you know he's there as the third player. You're in a 3v3, why not just freeze and wait it out a little bit? You can see how Wiz was, you know, he was already rotating towards B, so I think they would have had a better chance if they waited it out a little bit, but...
What can you do?
Nothing, Jason. You just need to move on.
Move on.
You need to have short-term memory in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, you do.
Always look forward.
Okay, this is nice. Wiz and Automatic playing with some confidence.
Oh, this is Tim saying, oh, don't overpeak, and then he goes for the kill.
Yeah.
This is the classic
It's got some great kills
basic
there.
gag.
5 stay alive, though, for Evil Geniuses. A 4-1 lead coming in. Like I was saying earlier, you know, if you can stop IHC from getting into this game early, that's often when they did some of their best work. You remember the games versus Cloud9 kind of forced them into this chasing the economy game where Cloud9 were having to buy a lot and didn't have a lot of utility on the CT side. So if EG can just settle the money nice and early, well, we're going to look at maybe even a shutdown early on. They're looking pretty good.
Yeah, up 3. AK's out. A little bit of utility for IHC. This time, much more passive attack towards Banana. Trying to wait out some of this early utility. Deep nades and Molotovs aren't going to do any damage to the attacking side.
Nealon's got a lot of control. You should see IHC attempt to retake out Banana.
Absolutely. They only spent like 1 smoke at half wall at the start of the round, and they forced sort of... Yeah, CG has control, but they used all of their nades on B. Save for a couple of flashes on Hex.
I mean, now it's just down to how well you can execute this, right? Like, this is obviously the game plan that they've spent all this time waiting to actually get to this point. So now it's how good of a job can they do. Nealon, off to the right. Oh, it's cleared. Galil wins out. Hex not involved in the action, blinded, and now he's got to hunker down behind the boards, and this is so sketchy.
Well, Hex is yet to die. We'll see if he can keep that streak going. Sees the opponents, lines them up, and gets 1. Would have liked to have got away with 2, but he does set up Wiz for a chance. It's only 1 from Wiz. A very committed position, only to get away with 1. And that's the B bomb site gone. And the save call having to come through unless they somehow found Bartak and speed up into this.
Yeah, you can actually go for this now. There's plenty of time left, especially with 2 kits. You've got a smoke flash as well.
Yeah, I feel like this is where Breeze needs to sort of sell himself for automatic. Like they will know he's flanking, but probably not the second player. So he needs to play a little bit faster and try to find information for automatic, or they will just save or.
Yeah, they seem like they're really juggling between options here, but this is chewed a lot of time off the clock. This is a low percentage retake, and I mean, at this point, maybe not even try and go for it. Maybe just keep these guys cordoned into the B bomb site. Make sure the bomb explosion takes down IHC, but they preserve the weapons as well. So a little awkward, but a second round for IHC, and actually both players go down anyways. There's that increased bomb timer.
Well, that's going to cost him a few extra pieces.
That's great for EG. I mean, all things considering that they lost the round, right? Like all of IHC has to rebuy. You will see that that's not going to be great guns if they want the utility. There's already 2 Galileos, a MAC-10, 1 AK only so far. And this is the first time on the AWP. A Deagle on Annihilation.
What do you think of that setup, Yanko and Banana, where Nealon is taking contact with that SMG? The angle from like Wiz back at the boards doesn't actually allow him to bait whatsoever into him? Is that how, I mean, you can go either way.
I'm not a fan. I mean,
I'd rather have the AK take contact, right?
Someone has to swing, though, on contact. And
yeah.
It's like they were playing 1-1, both in Banana. I guess also Score checked him close to the wall. If he checked wide, that's when Hex would have had him in his crosshairs, I think.
Yeah.
So a bit of a weird check. Already an advantage, though, for EG.
Yeah, that's the only player that's really been getting kills for IHC. Everybody else on 1 or 2 or 0. We'll see if any of them can step up and try and collapse on this A side defense. Blitz runs in with a MAC-10. Score at least gets something here for the T side, but Breeze is holding strong. Double kill on his rifle and just bar attack left. Looking to pick up the scraps. Starts to play around the smokes, but Wiz is going to find him. And Wiz is having a great start to this Inferno affair.
Yeah, nice opening pick with the op, obviously the closer as well. He had a triple kill previously on kind of a small buy round from IHC, so good to see him getting involved in the action. This at least a chance to build some confidence for these guys. Looking good going into round number 8.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Breezy. I thought, like, a year ago, I thought, like, Cirque has to go, but Breezy might still be able to play. Then lately, he's been disappointing in 2.
Have you seen a drop-off as quickly as Breezy before?
Snax's drop-off was pretty quick.
It was rapid.
Yeah.
Yeah, Breeze, he still feels like he hasn't gotten back into the swing of things since the online era.
And again, it's like hard when the team is...
Yeah.
Just look at this team, though. Like, when you look at the names, it's kind of a weird concoction of players. Like, just...
Very weird.
Sure, but I mean, I think a lot of those issues can get solved if Breeze kind of finds some of his game back in a more consistent fashion, and then all of a sudden you have a little bit more production, a little bit more of a powerhouse that can make things easier for everyone around him.
A lot of the problems for this team are mental. Like, I did their game against Sprout at the play-in, and you know they're up 10-5 as T on Mirage, and that's like a pretty good T side default. Like they're pulling the rotations from Sprout left and right. Like they're really playing well and outplaying Sprout, and they win the second half pistol. They're up 12-5 as CT on Mirage, and it feels like they get a little bit complacent. Sprout gets rolling, and then they feel the pressure, right? And they play too rigid, and they choke and they lose. And that's a problem. Like, it doesn't matter. You know, that's the reason why G2 didn't make it into the Rio Major. It's choke, it's pressure. It's not bad Counter-Strike. It's not that they don't have good enough players. It's like they don't play up to their capabilities. And you have to be able to overcome that for any team.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just, you know, wasting time in a sense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, like, yes, you can practice 14 hours a day and have 10 strats and really good setups and great protocols and good communication on maps. But if you come to an official and then all of that suddenly disappears, well, then you haven't really been putting the
Or
work.
maybe it doesn't disappear, but the pressure just causes some small mistakes in the closing stages of a round, and your excellently executed strategy all of a sudden just doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I think we've seen at the start of the year, they had a couple of losses that were very close to possibly being victories, that if they won certain matchups, it could have been a completely different start to the year for Evil Geniuses, but it's been a disaster, unfortunately.
Well, maybe they can turn it all around. Maybe the turnaround starts right now.
This is the game
moment.
that turns
This
their
is the
season
one.
around.
Yeah.
They take down IHC, they survive elimination, and they make it all the way through.
Then they play Fnatic.
Beatable team.
And then the winner of MIBR Eternal Fire.
winnable teams there as well.
And Fnatic, you know, NA teams are their kryptonite. They lost to Complexity in Katowice.
Hell yeah.
How's that make you feel, Jason? Proud?
Yeah.
Happy?
Very happy. I mean, look, Counter-Strike is in a better place when Complexity's got a competitive team.
Grim is his boy. They've seen some
trauma together.
We've seen some things. Well, 3-man setup at the B-bomb site for EG's defense. Wiz, Nealon, and Hex. And that's going to set up a late take of top banana. It's given the angle. There's the jump up. All timing couldn't have been worse for Wiz. Nealon taken down, and same with the Wiz. The nade lands.
Well, Hex throws a flash out and swings with it. It's perfect. Catches out score, takes him down easily. Now needs to be careful he doesn't get peppered with bullets as he drops back into the site. His teammates arrived. It's automatic. And now they've actually scared IHC off, and they're running back down banana. There is just one player on A at the moment.
I don't even mind that like follow-up push to the smoke from IHC. It's just that missing the detail of a flashbang of a smoke towards CT spawn, something to like actually activate and make that play strong.
Or they actually want to double fake it, but
hasn't really worked.
This.
10 seconds. That Molotov is going to stop running at around 6 seconds.
You just got to go now, guys. Run into the site, automatic, takes the bomb down. That should be it. Bartak fails to jump up, and automatic. That's clean. Ooh.
Some good reads from him.
Yeah.
Automatic's actually had a couple of good games this year for them already.
This round was a little bit weird because at the same time, EG is like checking mid and top banana. That's a little bit, you know, you don't want to do that because, well, they have to be somewhere.
Yeah,
so
a lot of activity on the map.
You know, if you're checking top B, you play a little bit more passive towards A, reactive, right? Like, so you can punish the reaction from your opponents. So that was strange to see, but works, I guess, Jason.
It worked in this situation, at least. Oh, nice opening.
Shout out to Rushley one time.
Bang. Wiz misses.
Peeking down mid, Yanko. Just right there.
Don't let him get in your head, Rush.
He does.
I don't know, man. There's one guy dead and we didn't see it.
Well, let's catch it on the replay. I bet it's a sick shot as well. I bet it's the sickest shot ever.
I mean, an op killing a pistol down mid, that's not going to be a highlight rush now, is it? But if this is an eco and the half ends 9-6 from 7-2.
You had your coffee this morning, Rush?
I drank a Monster Ultra. I'm feeling pretty good.
Oh, man.
Too much good.
You
Call
see
those Eagle shots.
There we
Yeah,
go.
baby.
Let's go!
Oh, you're cheering for IHC?
Wow.
I'm neutral. I'm cheering for good CS.
So it did all start with
Alright,
that
well,
kill
feel sorry
in
for
mid.
Yes. It all started with that kill in mid. That never happened.
We'll get to see it at some point, I'm
On
sure.
the replay, I'm sure.
What would you rate Inferno in difficulty of observing, Rush?
One of the easy ones. Honestly, the hardest part is like a long wrap. Long wraps can be very difficult, but other than that, everything's pretty chill.
Pretty standard.
How did you rate Hugo's performance yesterday?
It was a hard game. I mean, I did the second half, and that was a hard half as well. I mean, he did okay considering. There was a few rounds where I'm like, what happened? But, you know, I mean, it's a new kick.
Now you know how we feel.
Yeah, all right. This Yanko, I'm coming over there, man. I'm going to come over there.
Come
Stay hands
here
on the
anytime.
keyboard.
Maybe we'll catch some kills if I get over there.
Yeah, all right. Well, come on,
Yanko's
do it, bro. Anytime.
Yanko's feisty on the morning games. You got to give him some time to like really
Yanko's
wake
always
up.
feisty. Unless he wants something from me, then he's a sweetheart. That's the thing.
He knows how to play the game.
Oof!
Oh my
wish
God.
I'd seen that one live.
Bam!
Whoa.
Jeez, look at these.
It's only live once. See it again.
Boom.
That's the best
Ooh.
deagle kill I've seen in
In a long time, in a hot minute.
Would a cheeseburger or a double cheeseburger make you feel better in the morning, Yanko?
It will make me feel worse.
It made me feel better for about an hour. Now I'm just back to feeling worse.
You did feel kind of worse when you seen how close the McDonald's was.
Yeah.
Here we go, Bartak swinging out. Should get a second.
Hello?
Breeze doesn't turn. He doesn't look.
That's a very slow reaction, and that's pretty much the entire bomb site wide open. Unless Automatic can deliver something special. Inside the smoke, waiting and biding his time.
Oh. Well, he didn't wait long enough. He walked through it. Annihilation was ready for him, and it's all gone. EG just walk into their crosshairs.
I think this is like the sort of the story of EG a little bit. Like it all looks good. It looks really good. And then all of a sudden, everything falls apart. right? Like it's been, you know, one round against a couple of, you know, good deagle shots from IHC. Then some Minix, you know, was this a quick switch? Like he didn't click, he didn't fire. I guess he thought he shot, but he didn't shoot. Breeze sort of doesn't turn automatic. You can see the idea for him. It was good, but Annihilation was waiting for it.
Saw that shadow as well through the smoke, which is unfortunate.
Luckily, they have another buy, EG. Oh, well, that's not great.
Perfect. It's like an extra Molotov for the defense.
I know Rush was saying he's neutral, but he's lying. He is definitely an EG fan because he didn't show that sick one dig that IHC did, but he shows them failing a Molotov for Banana. Like, come on, man.
He's nervous. He was like, Yanko yelled at me last time I was taking that mid peak, so now I'm going to go over towards B. Techno, Annihilation, and Score in Banana with Control, Nealon, and Hex to passive defense. Actually, this round, EG hasn't used a whole lot of utility defensively early, so they have a lot of Molotovs and smokes to draw out the time in this round.
They throw the top Banana retake nades, but don't really go for the retake, so IRC just walks through it. This is good timing for them to walk B now.
Well, Nealon's going up on the second oranges for the time being, but look how close all the IHC players are to heading into B. The problem is the bomb is still back at stairs, but they can get the site control. That's the most important thing here for Techno, but he's unable to win that first fight versus Nealon, and now there's a chance again for EG. This is 1-by-1 from IHC. 35 seconds, the bomb finally starting to make its way up Banana. Bartak's making a play on A right now. Maybe he can get it behind on these rotates. In the meantime, Score cuts down 2, and that's the site.
That's the round. You can't really do anything.
And Bartak might even take a few players down here and disallow the save, and that would be massive because there's no money left. Luckily, Wiz reacts quicker with the AWP.
Surely you don't go for this with no money if you're EG. You're very, very far away.
No.
Automatic was almost flirting with the idea, but they're going to pull him back. So 7-5.
Nice recovery from IHC so far in this half. And I think that was like, you could see the details, right? So you throw the top Banana retake nades, but you don't flash. IHC immediately boosts. They see no one's there, so they walk through the smoke. You didn't buy. The EG is just trying to buy time to reposition on B. And then you see Annihilation holding an angle and they're walking in. The only thing, like, if you're committing to B, maybe have an extra player there so he could trade with whoever the first guy was, Techno.
It's almost like they did like isolated activations, right? They tried to activate Techno with the smoke and a flashbang to just go challenge and investigate. He goes down and then Score does basically the same exact thing.
And that's where it becomes a little bit awkward for EG, you know, like are they pushing us, are they not? And that's where Bartak comes into play as well with the
flank on long.
Yeah, the B split smoke, right? Like the smoke in front of library. So Automatic has to respect that and kind of watch CT for his teammates. He can't commit to help B.
Which is massive because there's been a couple rounds where that third player shifting over to B has actually saved the day for EG, has gotten a couple critical kills. So this time just frozen in place and couldn't actually get that hustle. 2-round lead.
This is just so good to watch. Score. I'm glad he's starting to play well. I think I started to get to see this team when it was first formed and these players first came in. I think Techno actually, do you guys know the story of how he came to be?
Because I don't.
So when they qualified,
his mom and dad
loved each other very, very much.
Same story for everyone.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I thought it was all about the Storks.
Don't let him throw you off. Get in there, Dingo.
Anyway, IHC used to be like checkmate, right? And so they qualified for the Asian RMR qualifiers, the PGL ones online back in like 2020. And they were celebrating that they qualified so hard that one of the players, Kane, smashed his hand into the table and broke it. So they had to sub in Techno to actually play the RMR qualifier, or the RMR itself.
This can't be a real story.
And Techno played better than him and ended up taking his spot.
That's so insane. Is that true?
Yep, that's true.
You're not selling me a dream
We literally
here?
watched the clip of him smashing his own hand into a table.
Oh, no. What a way to lose a spot on a team.
Hey, never would have happened to Brett Favre.
Celebrated his greatest moment. And immediately
And then it became his
off.
worst moment. Way to, lose your spot on the team and ruin a memory.
Now that is the quickest drop-off I've ever seen.
Yeah, fair point. All right. Mid boost up. It's all on this. This stack has to work for EG, and at the moment, it's strong. Hex is going to grab an AK-47. There goes Nealon. One player whittled down, but still 3 more EG defenders in middle. However, Wiz is alone at the B bomb site with an AWP, and if he misses the timing, they can put a lot of space and close the gap. And Techno's already made it past.
Ooh, a nice shot from Wiz. Can he get another one here? His teammates are alongside him, but they're behind the smoke, so the pressure is on his AWP, and he positions himself in a compromised spot. They can 2v1 peek him. And he ends up falling. 3 versus 3. EG are now in a tough position after losing the site.
I would have liked to have seen Wiz make them work for that a little bit more. That follow-up push after the initial kill when you already know they've taken control of water. As we could see, that's very, very dangerous. And now Annihilation has safety of the boxes, and he's got range with the op. Hexton, automatic, have to just bail out. Defensive smoke, and they're going to try and get away.
Again, it's the utility usage. Like, he's alone B with the op, right? They're playing heavy for mid. And as soon as they have contact, he needs to re-smoke. He needs to use his smoke. He needs to make it harder for them to react going B. And not only does he not use his smoke, he throws a flash. And because of the movement and pulling out nades, he loses timing and doesn't see that the guy already pushed and came into pool. And that's the guy who trades him. Like, he doesn't expect, I think it was Core, he doesn't expect that player to be down in pool at all. So, again, it's like not really understanding what you're trying to do in the round as a team, you know?
Yeah, completely. Especially when Techno's already shown that they have that part of the map control.
Right, like this is also, you don't need to go to pillar. Like you don't need to, you can just stay in ruins. Make them smoke you off at least, right? And spam through the smoke, wait for your team to come in. I think they were at a 4v4 worst case, or maybe a 4v3 at that point.
4v3.
Yeah, right, so you still have utility left. You need to look at the big picture.
Oh, Annihilation with the ult, challenging up middle. Automatic and Cubby. Breeze is going to be back towards the balcony at Pit.
He's going to drop away. Thought Annihilation would have got a chance there to open up, but has to reposition back to the apartments. Haven't really got any banana control, but they actually have all of it. They just don't know right now. Could go back and have a look, but they're going to set up the flash peek in towards top mid. Score's going to clear it out. A lot of control to play with in this round for IHC. EG don't have a whole lot of information. So they've elected for a super passive setup. Automatic towards the graveyard. Hex now on the site.
Breeze is dealing with utility at this A defense. Smoke Molotov, so you have to imagine that Smoke may be saving it for a Molotov into his position. He's looking for some kind of indication, the Molotov, to try and disjoint this attack.
He's going to use that smoke for the apartments in the end. 25 seconds, not a lot of time, but here come IHC, charging into 3 players. Automatic's position can often be so strong, but Annihilation watched for it, and everybody's gone. That was damn quick.
I don't know if we can get a replay of Annihilation's POV, but if he's just holding that the whole time, that's pretty...
Yeah, what a god.
That's pretty dirty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if not, though, like that, they were like kind of in the dead zone of that setup, right? Of that crossfire trap with 3 players. It just never felt like it got sprung for EG. Like, no one actually took contact. Breeze was forced out by the Molotovs, drifting his position, playing anti-flash. Automatic just hiding, waiting for someone from his team to shoot to indicate it's his turn to pop up.
Should he have used the smoke for the Molotov in the pit instead of throwing it up to the
No,
apartment?
I'm fine with what he did.
I don't think it's a pro. I think it's fine to smoke out. I think it's good when your player is in grave, but Automatic has to hold a wider angle, so he sees the guys dropping pit or dropping behind Breeze if Breeze is going to play headshot. Like, that would have been better. I mean, also the fact that Annihilation is just holding him and he doesn't get anything. I think Automatic had to pop sooner. You could see that the player was almost next to him.
Yeah.
And he still wasn't peeking, so he had to peek a little bit earlier.
I think he's expecting someone. I think he's expecting Hex to like kind of have that contact.
Like, he has to hold now, like, he has to hold a lower angle for when a guy jumps behind Breeze. And in all of this, only Hex gets 1 kill.
Yeah, that's a defense that just falls apart, collapses despite what looked like a strong setup. There's a run boost. Wiz going to go back blinded.
Well, I think that's the story of EG's entire half here. What a great start, and they might actually leave this half behind. IHC looking to push forward to an 8th round. Nealon gets flash peeked into Banana. IHC, you're just fine slowing it down again. They are very formidable on Inferno. Can take pretty much everybody close to at least the 13-round mark.
I mean, this is also all gun rounds that they're winning after that eco that they won. Like, it's against guns. You know, EG has been saving, so they just have buy after buy after buy with an op in play too. These are tough rounds to win for IHC, and they're doing it consistently.
Re-smoked out at 55 seconds. Well, looks like they're ready to pop as soon as this starts to fade away. Techno 4K at the front. Hex blinded by a great flashbang, and Techno 4K just takes him right off the top. His teammate Nealon repositioning around the coffins. He goes over the top into the fight, and Techno 4K punishes him. Just not getting away with anything here. EG and Scores move through the CT smoke, spots the feet just a little bit, holds for Automatic to come back, but he hasn't quite gone wide enough. In the meantime, Bartak's lurk has been caught towards bottom mid, and Score just wraps around the back. Automatic no longer with us.
He goes back to 3.
What happened in this game? EG was up.
It just all fell apart.
EG was up 7-2 and then lost to
EG
Eagles, and it's been a complete wipeout. They have not been able to plant their feet and get back into this.
Here goes Wiz, trying his best, but they overrun him, and it's 7.5. IHC, slow start, but a strong recovery. It's time for EG to bounce back as we head into the second.
Yeah, feel like John Morant. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now. Told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog. Yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk. Don't care what they say. I don't got no patience. I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it. Running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym. I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work. Told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face. They all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
Dominate the game like we supposed to. Dodging all lanes like we supposed to. I just run the play like we supposed to. Gotta run all like we supposed to.
It's light work. Just looking at the wrist of the ice.
With elimination on the line, EG and IHC battle here at ESL Pro League. EG started strong, but IHC, once they got the guns out, looked pretty incredible, Yanko.
Yeah, it's not even the guns out. Like, they started off with that Deagle round that worked so great for them, and after that they didn't look back. And you could see for EG, it's a couple of small mistakes here and there, details, but at crucial points, in crucial positions, crucial moments in a round where, you know, that gives entry to IHC into the bomb site. They get the bomb down, and they've just been playing really solid, like really good CS from IHC.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's just what a weird half to have EG looking so confident and proactive and moving around the map and playing well together to just a complete opposite in the final 6 rounds.
It almost feels like EG like thinks there's 10 rounds in a half, right? Like you know, instead of 15, like things start going so great for them. I don't want to say they get complacent because I'm sure they know there's no room for them to be complacent, but you know, this false sense of security or.
I think it's got to just be like, with everything going on, it should be no surprise that if it were just like a fragile, you know, mental state for your confidence, as soon as something goes wrong, you're like, oh no, here it goes again. Hex looking like he's going to have another solid pistol round. Double kill for him to open things up.
Yeah, good work from Hex as we now enter our 4 versus 3. EG have a lot of time to play with, so just slowing this one down. In the meantime, Bartak is in the apartments, and he caused them quite a few problems in that first half from here. We'll see if he continues that. It's also important to remember when IHC rock up to all of these events, you know, Bartak isn't in the main roster, right? He's a stand-in player, and they're playing this wall. Wiz able to help out. EG looking good to close this one. It would be an absolute disaster if they slip on Blitz. He's going to be in a pretty good spot here in the site. Here's the steps coming towards him, and they're running in towards Blitz's crosshair, and he kind of whiffs the first. Luckily, he gets away with one, but just Techno 4K. And they've got a smoke up. Bomb's going to go down on the site, and EG confirmed themselves the scoreline to be tied up.
Did you guys ever play NFL Blitz on the Nintendo back in the day?
No.
I don't think Dinko was born.
That's probably true, actually.
Which Nintendo are we talking about?
64.
No, that's like a relic.
He just called you a relic, Blaze.
I know, he did. That was my favorite console.
I played the Game Boy, I played the DS.
Nice.
And the Wii.
Cool.
My first console was a Sega.
Just
Mega
regular
Drive?
Sega, not
I had
Sega
a
Genesis?
Sega. Mega
CD?
Drive.
Like it was a black one.
Okay.
It's just a regular one.
Sure.
Okay,
Those are cool.
And then a
Sonic.
PlayStation 1.
My man, Twisted Metal.
Yeah, I played that.
Yeah, you did. Automatic towards Banana. Scout shot's not going to land as he crosses over. Automatic's taking control on his own. Wiz is in support with some utility, now moving up, but a defensive smoke is going to hold things at bay. EG looking to convert this round number 2, and they're just going to fall right back into a, almost looks like a small Hulls pop.
Well, they've left behind the Molotov. We'll see if that could come in handy. Looks like the pop out of the apartments is going to be too much to handle. We'll see if Bartak can at least crack one skull, and that's exactly what he'll do. A good flash setup from Techno, but Bartak catches a little bit of it. And unfortunately can't finish off his prey, but the pistols are out again, and IHC are bringing them down. EG unable to really give us a convincing string of rounds here. The pistols picked up, but it's just falling beneath them. Nealon has to somehow pull this back, and he's done well to at least get one kill here, but Blitz hasn't locked in. He'll shut him down, and 9-8, IHC back into the lead again.
I feel like I need to see that round again.
That's really depressing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't really know what to say.
Both times they won the pistol and lost the second round. Granted, in the first half they won the third, then forced IHC back, but that's also, you know, there's 3 guys on B, and one of the A players is towards long. Just the commit is like, you need to go get to the side faster.
Yeah, that was one thing I felt too. There was not enough like real strength behind this Hulls pop. Like they get out, but no one's actually taking control of any positions either in pit or in the bomb site itself.
And I was ready to criticize Bartek. Like, he gets a kill, still has a smoke and a flash. Like, after the kill, he should smoke himself, flash, like, off the wall into the smoke, play to buy time for the rotate to come in. He sort of overextends a little bit, just dies. I mean, he got a flash for his teammate, but sure. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, Techno runs in, 2 kills, and Blitz gets a 1-dig somewhere. Do you know where that was, Rush? Because you didn't show it.
It's all right,
I'm just
Rush.
going to do overviews on the execs.
All right.
Go third POV for a round.
If this gets dicey MC, take it.
All right, what can EG do to try and recover? Galil in the hands of Automatic. MAC-10 and upgraded pistols. A little bit of utility being set up. Mid-control, brackets control taken. They're going to attack long side.
Annihilation swings out from Arch, and their attack immediately.
Ooh.
is stopped. That's unfortunate for EG.
Annihilated, really.
You could say that, Jason.
Get out.
You like that?
Even I wouldn't say that.
Yeah,
I'm
you
a,
would.
I'm a noob.
I've seen you say stuff like that.
Seen you say stuff
Like that.
like that. But this is also like, so okay, EG, you have a sort of a set piece towards A, but they took banana control, and you did. If you did this really fast, I would get it. But you know, there's 4 guys waiting for you. That it's really, you know, even if it's just a flash or something, you need to try and force the guy out of top banana, or better call would have been to maybe just throw the CT smoke from T-spawn basically, right? And just rush that one guy and, you know, just trade with him and get the side, something like that. I think it's a little bit lazy calling to just, oh, let's do this strat we have for A, but they have banana control and we're going 5v4 against guns with pistols and bad utility.
You had the Mongols jacket on the other day, Jason. You know,
Sure
we've seen
did.
Mongolia pop up again. How does this team compare to like, seeing the Mongols back in the day?
When was the first time you saw the Mongols? Was it the
That had to have been like
the
20...
Taipei thing?
Yeah, IEM Taipei early 2016 when they beat Chad.
Is this esports?
This is esports.
That's
the
the
one.
tournament?
This is actually esports.
We'll
that was the tournament.
We'll
Yeah.
save that one for the podcast.
Yeah, we'll
along
save
with
that
the Moscow story.
But yeah, I mean, the Mongols team back then was like a little bit more. I mean, they weren't great in terms of like team organization and team kind of in terms of like strategy. And they caught up in the meta that what IHC is playing like actual Counter-Strike Mongols was more of like what you would imagine like a, you know, the old Tai Lu was, like a lot of like skill and just get in your face, and if they hit the headshots, it's gonna work, and that's basically what they had.
They had a machine gun, that's for sure, but
He even had a sin in North
yeah,
America.
he came over to NA with Splice, right?
Didn't go well, but it was a good attempt.
Just like, well, was Professor Chaos still on that team at the time? That was an
think so.
interesting team.
I haven't memorized the Splice lineups.
Splice.
They're not a team I keep in my brain. I only have so much space.
Davey.
Good old Davey.
I went to a major. That's pretty crazy. They had stickers and everything.
I remember they played Fnatic in Columbus at the major in a game, and we didn't know like what to do like for the pregame because it's such a you know disparity. So we did a replay of Fnatic getting off the shuttle, getting into the venue, and like this is where it all went wrong for Splice. Fnatic,
Yeah, I remember that.
Fnatic arrived to the venue. They showed up, and that's when it was over.
They actually were here.
All right, EG, first gun round. Not ideal. A
This is
couple
where it
of
all goes
collisions
right.
there. What do we do here? Op is on B. Just default, taking apps control with Breezy. And they're trying to figure out now if there's a player behind that smoke. They don't know what's going on in top banana, but IHC is just playing passive, and they're going to play off of these sound cues. Potentially against, unless Automatic has a read that they were giving it up. No, there's a flash cue.
If EG takes too long to actually apply any kind of pressure whatsoever, there's so much utility here for the IHC defense. Molotov and smokes deployed from both sides. Another smoke was stockpiled in the back, so still an ability to block off the choke point. Going to boost one player up as scores out of nades. But Annihilation still has smoke Molotov. So if EG stick around and wait for these smokes to fade, this is going to be really painful because there's 20 seconds that Annihilation can delay.
There's a smoke molly and another molly in CT.
EG at the moment respecting the smoke, sitting behind it, but here they come. Attacking in, scores boosted up as well, so this is going to be very difficult to get anywhere near the site, but they have actually taken down Blitz. An important kill to find here for EG, but they're not looking at score, and he's dropped the bomb. It's going to be down to the final few seconds here for EG. 9 seconds on it. Finally, they start to plant. No one near to really deny that just yet. And Breeze's position on the other side of the coffins might be huge, but Bartak goes swinging through the CT smoke. Just down to 2 players here. Annihilation's pretty good at these close, quick shots. Let's see if he can get it on the Breezy, but no. It's an important round for Breezy to find some impact because start of this round, he's on 7 kills. Bottom of the board at least goes even now on kills death ratio.
2-round lead for IHC. Chipped into. So at least EG's on the board now in the second half pretty early.
But this is the big one.
Sure.
And also that's a little bit, again, not optimal from IHC. Like they had a molly standing on the ground. Score was already boosted, and Annihilation is playing behind the smoke. Like, you have an op smoke, like, you don't need to smoke pool at that point. You should save a smoke and, like, play triple with the op. And if they molly you, you smoke yourself, and you draw attention to yourself with the op, and then Score can get some kills. If Blitz doesn't die behind the smoke, Score dies before him. Like, that's the only reason why he was able to get something. And you also use the mollies for, like, deep pool. There was a way better setup they could have gone for in that situation for IHC, but now they go for a more aggressive banana control. They want to see if EG can win a round without banana control. And this is a lot about timing now, right? Like, if you re-G, you probably understand what's going on, but okay, they're going to go back and try to retake B.
Let's see what they can do. Annihilation in position to at least get one with the op and back away. Blinded off the angle. Got to be careful, though.
They clear out the sandbags. Flash goes over. Newland doesn't peek. But they have...
This is all giving information out to IHC, right? Like, they're using a lot of stuff. If it was only one flash, they might have said, oh, okay, they're just like trying to force us off and go away. But because it's a lot, they might be thinking, okay, they actually want to come B because they're making sure the op doesn't get a kill.
Here they come. They are going B right now. Smoke will start to fade away. On the CT side, and it's a full execute coming in for EG. Every one of the remaining forces attacking in towards Annihilation, who just peels away with Automatic's life. Blitz is here inside of the site this time. It's not just Annihilation, so this is looking a little better for IHC on defense. And Blitz has 5 seconds. He brings them down. Bomb loose. EG can no longer win this round. And Wiz just wants to hold on to the AWP. Doesn't want to go down after the time here. At least that mercy looks to be given. But that's a pretty horrible round to watch.
Yeah, I mean, the IHC's really doing a good job with utility delaying these rounds as much as humanly possible, keeping EG from actually pulling the trigger on a hit until it's very, very late. And this one was just not recoverable. That player's turning the corner at 17 seconds, and you still have Blitz in the back of the site that hasn't been seen, still have utility coming in from the support players. That round was always going to go to hell.
That's way better from IHC in terms of utility usage and how they were standing in the site, and you can see how much easier for them it was to hold. And for EG, it's a little bit about timing. They seemed to hesitate in the mid-round. You could tell that after they chased Annihilation off of Banana, it seemed like they wanted to go A, and then they all came back towards B. And those extra 5-7 seconds that they lost was what allowed the rotation to come back in and for the IHC players to position themselves properly. So timing matters a lot in terms of calls, right? Like a great call can become a terrible call if it's executed 5 seconds too late.
Well, Wiz and Nealon, with the 2 weapons saved, need to try and do something. There's Breeze popping up in halls. He goes down first. Wiz is still looking for aggression towards short. And now going to peer into pit.
Oh, good angle there for Bartak. Wiz came around not ready for it at all. And Bartak's just stayed in the same spot. That info now gathered for Nealon, but it doesn't matter because Blitz has moved forward around long and caught him looking the wrong way. And now at 40 seconds left, it's Hext and Automatic just left with a couple of pistols, and IHC just immediately take them out. Automatic goes down 2, 13-9. Looks pretty good for IHC to close this one. We've only seen 1 gun round from my Evil Geniuses that looks okay. The rest have been pretty lackluster. Flaccid, you might say.
Flaccid.
Limp.
They have limped into the B-bomb side a few times.
This game opened up with a 7-2 run, 7-2 run for EG, and I mean since then it's obviously just been all IHC. What 11-2 in their own way that they've come back into this, and I mean just in these stretches, just not competitive for the other team. But at the moment, EG hasn't not been able to find a way to actually put a stop and break this momentum and get back into this game.
Yeah, I didn't really expect anything else. I think Inferno is just such a good map for IHC. They've played way better teams on this map, and
I just didn't expect it to be so streaky.
yeah, there's been a couple of patches here for EG. Oh, nades traded, blow for blow, Automatic down to 49. But EG have got Banana. I'd like to see them play a little quicker with this. That's a wildly missed smoke from IHC.
Yeah, that one didn't go where they wanted it to. Automatic still at the base of Banana, setting up for some pressure towards the A bomb site. Utility being spent to take bracket controls. That should be a good nade.
Oof.
Should be a great nade onto Breeze, Nealon, and Wiz. And there's a nice one for Automatic. Score is pulled out of position.
Well, Blitz on the other side of the smoke. Breezy's not having a great time and continues to get punished. 40 seconds. Where are you going to send this one, EG? If you go back towards B, but only take a smoke out towards CT spawn.
And Hex is the only one with it. He's the one closest to apps.
Well, they better pick soon. There's 27
again
seconds on the
hesitation
clock.
a little bit, you know, like, or if it's just cutting noise and then wanting to go away, if that was the call.
Well, here we go into the A play. Still 2 players here for the CT defense. This could be another round where EG just gets stopped at the final hurdle. Coming around, what a shot from Nealon. Running in, needed to hit that immediate headshot and does onto Techno 4K. They're going to get the bomb down, and Bartak staying alive. They realize Pit is probably occupied, and they drop and catch Bartak, forcing the save call.
That round's over if Nealon doesn't get that entry like that, in that fashion. That's an incredible shot, incredibly fortunate for EG, because again, it's like that first contact on this is coming in at 12 seconds, and that's a strong crossfire to have to break through. If you don't get that clean opening, like you spend way too much time killing players, not able to actually get the bomb planted, but EG have done it though, 10 rounds, into double digits, and within 3.
Counter-Strike, a lot of it now is about give and take, right? Like teams are getting really good at understanding how they need to play and taking calculated risks. So it's a cat and mouse game of sort of understanding what your opponents are giving you and taking it like quickly and without you spending too much utility or without losing people, you know, and that gives you, that puts pressure on your opponent, gives you more options later into the round. So I'm thinking maybe EG should be taking space in apps and put pressure on mid a little bit sooner. Like that seems to be an area that IHC isn't really contesting them, you know, where they need to be a little bit more
You gotta take what you want in life,
with the take.
Yanko.
Yeah, Dinko, I guess. I mean, that's a problem as well. Like I had that with my team. You know, you're playing practice and you're playing default. Or whoa, we have mid control, banana control at like 110, or we have apps control at like 130 every round. And then I go into an official and it's like 110, and my players are still on bridge. You know, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but you get the point. So then you see, okay, like we need to play with the same pace in officials as we do in practice, because then you find yourself in late round situations when you have way less control, your opponents have way more utility, and all of a sudden you're stuck. You don't even know what to call, because the calls that you're used to making and that are working are, you're finding yourselves in different scenarios. We see a fast banana take, Dinko.
Wow, Automatic running up, and they're scorching away Blitz, and Automatic gets the first kill of the round, Jason.
Yeah, that's a good opening find, and this time a little bit more pace, a little bit snappier on banana control.
Yeah.
So now you've got a man advantage with 1:30. Now you've got some things to work with, and the playbook opens up.
We like fast Counter-Strike. And Automatic, after getting that first kill, has slowed it all right down, but let's see where they decide to go with this one, EG. The smokes are coming in towards the B site. CT, they've elevated score up into the boost.
Chad likes fast Counter-Strike. We like good Counter-Strike. Back to you in the studio, Jason.
Back to me in the studio. I was just going to say, it's the unfortunate thing for EG, and this is where this half is going to be very, very difficult, is taking the money away from this CT side, because there's a string of rounds IHC. They won 3, you know, they won 3 rounds with all 5 players surviving. They won an additional round with 4 players surviving. They've been able to build up so much money, and this would be great if you're EG to win a round like you did previously and have a round like this be the knockout punch, but there's just so much cash.
Will they molly dark? They have 2 mollies.
Well, it was quick, and now we're down to the final 30 seconds again, but here they come. EG attacking into the B side. Score gets away with a boost again. Annihilation uses a similar position to send out 2 in the AWP, and Score just runs through the CT smoke. That's another disastrous finish here for EG.
What's up, Yanko? You got something to say? Head and hands? I heard the sigh.
What's up?
I don't know. It's just, it's 5v4. You got the kill on B. You didn't really. I don't know if Breeze threw anything on A while he was lurking, like to try to make something happen. But just, I mean, it's hard to criticize because a good B execute 5v2, you're 4v2, right? Like, I mean, you should be able to close this out. But there's, I don't know if they only had 1 smoke, so that's where they mollied ruins, mollied coffins instead of mollying dark, and of course Annihilation is in the one spot where he has free reign. Score gets the first kill because the first EG player is of course looking towards the side. He's not checking boost firsthand.
And Annihilation's vision was wide open. There weren't a whole lot of flashbangs coming over to make him have a difficult time back there behind the pillar. Still, unfortunately for EG, they don't get to build around and grind that economy away. They have to go up against a full buy, and they've got armor and upgraded pistols.
I feel like, in a 5v4 like this, you should either throw a small fake, like use some of the utility, and then let Breeze play to see who he has contact with even. Like, the names of the players matter because you know if they maybe stacked or didn't stack. And also another thing that I'd prefer doing is like splitting the bigger bomb site, because even if there's a stack, if you split it properly, you can get still good kills, right? You can still have a good round. That was just like the worst case scenario for EG, unfortunately.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, big commitment around the corner for that.
Yeah, that's quite a risk. Don't worry, Bartak's here to spray down the final 3. IHC is on 15, 5 chances to close out map 1.
Or Evil Geniuses have one chance, really, here to
5 individual
keep
chances
themselves
for EG.
alive. Well, this is the commitment from Annihilation, but Bartak just playing great mechanics. 15-10 though. AWP still here for Annihilation. Has had some quiet games. Had some impact here on the CT side. Wiz hops up on top of the logs. They're coming aggressive towards him, and Blitz has opened up for IHC. Automatic. Can he pull it back? Not giving him a chance just yet, but Annihilation does love to put himself in the danger zone.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to push any further down Banana, right, with the AWP. If this is the M4, we saw a Score, I think, get caught pushing down earlier. Annihilation isn't going to change this position. Good flashbang to take him off the angle, but he still got it. He still peeks right back out. And a 5-on-3 to close out Inferno.
He's annihilating them, Jason.
Yes, Stinko. Get it. Make Yanko miserable.
Oh, more. Oh, Nealon brings him down. Nealon keeps continuing. Blitz in behind the sandbags. And trigger discipline takes 2 very quickly. That's a Blitz if I've ever seen one.
That's very good from Blitz. And I mean, a well done job from Score as well, providing just a little bit of bait. And this should be a 1v3 that's way out of control for Hex. He goes down. Bartak's got him. Final kill, final round. IHC wins 16-10. That's got to be a little bit painful for EG down a map in the series.
7-2, 16-10, but Jason, this was IHC's map pick.
Yeah.
We've seen them do good against much better teams than EG, right? But now it's over to the EG's playground. It's overpass.
Overpass, baby, and we'll be right back with it.